Hello, hello. It's me again. You know, it's been quite a bit. It's been a decent amount of time since I've actually like sat down and done one of my bun talks. I actually have a pretty interesting topic right now, and I think it's pretty relevant right now, especially because, you know, basically how you can tell if something's relevant. If you're playing a horror game, it's as Markiplier played it. If it's a topic on the internet or a funny event that happened, it's did Moist Critical talk about it? And hey, guess what? Yeah, Moist Critical talked about this. So the topic that I'm going to be talking about today is basically, where should you stream? What is good for you? Where do you stream and why? A lot of people, especially when they're first starting out, kinda don't know where to start. And they it can be overwhelming, and it can be confusing of knowing exactly where to start, why to start, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of both or all. Right now there's basically three major streaming platforms, and that is Twitch, which is the most well-known, I'd like to say. There's YouTube, which is the up and coming, and then there's Kick, which is the super up and coming. Each have their own advantages, each have their own disadvantages, and I'm kind of here to maybe shed at least my own personal light on the matter, since I have been streaming on both Twitch and YouTube for basically a year now. I've been streaming on Twitch for 2 years. I've been streaming on YouTube for about a whole year. And I don't stream on YouTube on this account, but I stream ASMR on my ASMR channel on my other YouTube channel. And it's I come from the perspective of someone that does I have done ASMR and gaming on Twitch before, but I have never done gaming on YouTube before. I've only done ASMR on YouTube before. So I've never streamed on Kick before, by the way, and I will tell you the reasonings as for why I don't specifically stream on Kick. And so first of all, we're going to talk about a little bit about Twitch. I think when it comes to Twitch, it is, and this works the same for YouTube as well, but I think it is extremely difficult to start off on Twitch and pop off. There's probably maybe only one or two, maybe three things that can help you out. If I would suggest, before you start streaming, before you do anything like that, before you stream on Twitch, YouTube, or Kick, or all three, or all of the above, maybe you even want to go on TikTok to stream, get an audience first if you can. One of the best ways to do this, which as it may scare a lot of you because it's a terrifying word, is get a following on Twitter first. Get people hyped up for your debut, especially if you're going to be a VTuber, or basically be a part of a community before you start streaming. That way you're not going to be stuck at a 1 to 10 viewer Andy. You're going to go in with people expecting you to start and excited because you've made a name for yourself in the community, whether it be a VTubing community, whether you're in a specific niche, whether you're in a specific clique. Like, you know, you could be a horror, a person that is really into a specific horror game, like maybe something like Fear and Hunger or something, or maybe you're into the speedrunning community and you're speedrunning a specific game. Like a good example of this would be like Astral Spiff. Astral Spiff, I believe, streams on Twitch and makes YouTube videos. And one of the things that got his Twitch to start really popping off was he kind of built an audience on YouTube, which skyrocketed his Twitch because he got blessed by the algorithm on a YouTube video. I don't think it's necessarily streaming that got him to the popularity that he's at now. I think it's basically his YouTube popping off made it so his streams now pop off. And I feel like that's going to be the case for a lot of people, no matter what platform you start on. You kind of need an audience first. It is really, 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 really hard to grow on Twitch without having an audience or being an established creator already. Like if you're, you know, like if you're Pyrocynical, I believe when Pyrocynical started streaming on Twitch, Pyrocynical immediately started streaming with like 1K people watching. I think the same happened for like other creators that basically moved from YouTube to Twitch with an already established audience. Most people aren't going to have that, which is why I think the best start for, you know, the average person that isn't already millions of subscribers on YouTube would be starting your own Twitter. Basically, like finding a community, getting yourself ingrained in that community. It could be Reddit, it could be Twitter, it could be TikTok. TikTok could be a great way of like, basically, it's really easy for people to find you on TikTok. It's really easy for people to find you on Twitter, and it's really easy to get involved in a community on Reddit. And using those platforms as your base, that's when you can then choose which streaming platform to go on. Each of those streaming platforms have, you know, their ups and downs, like I was going to, you know, when I was trying to talk about before. Twitch, I think, is pretty much the go-to for streaming. Its pros is like everyone knows Twitch. When they think of Twitch, they think of streaming. You know, you don't think of Twitch like, oh, I'm going on Twitch to look at VODs. You go on Twitch to watch your favorite streamer. You go on Twitch to watch a stream. It also has a really good chat integration setting. And depending on what you do on Twitch, you can like even bypass the whole basically like already having an established community. This is especially very, very specific for ASMR. I'm sure there's other things where, so if you stream ASMR on Twitch, which does not, it's specifically only on Twitch. I can't speak for Kick. I have never done it, but it doesn't matter with YouTube, because Twitch has this feature called rating. You can rate on Twitch. And if you're in the ASMR category, you're trying to keep people quiet, asleep. You're basically not trying to wake people up. It is common courtesy on Twitch to raid into another channel, to bring your audience there, give support, and make connections, and, you know, be able to make friends, meet new people, and basically support them, and, you know, try to give a smile to the other person's face. And when you do ASMR, most of the time, if you're streaming ASMR, you're going to raid into someone with ASMR. So, for example, if you are let's say you're a VTuber, because if, you know, you might be interested in VTubing. It doesn't necessarily matter if you only have one viewer, 10 viewers, even like 40 viewers. If you're doing ASMR, you already have a much higher chance of someone raiding into you, especially if there's no other options, and if you have something that is appealing that person to raid like into you. For example, if you had a really pretty model, like a really, really nice VTuber model. And a lot of times bigger creators like to raid into smaller creators to kind of give them a boost and a shot. I know that's what I did for a few people when I was doing ASMR on Twitch. I don't do that anymore for reasons that I might talk about in a different video. But I used to love raiding into basically kind of up and coming ASMR like VTubers that were streaming and give them love. And I know I'm not the only one that does that. Especially if I end up finding like a lot of potential in them, and it's like, it's up to them. Once someone raids you, it's in your hands now to capture their attentions. So right now, the pros of Twitch is it's a really good chat integration setting. It has a feature called rating, and when you go on Twitch, you're going on Twitch for live streams. So it's not like YouTube, which YouTube, people go to YouTube for videos most of the time, versus Twitch, where it's Twitch. You go there for streamers. There are cons to Twitch though, which I will talk about now. They don't treat people the best, especially recently. Things have been going downhill a lot, which is why the competitors like YouTube and Kick, and maybe even the reason why you clicked on this video, is because like Twitch ain't seeming too hot, and you want to make sure, are the other platforms good? Is it worth it, or should I just stick with what is known to be the good? And that's because the Twitch has gone like downhill a lot. Their monetization is no longer that good. They're starting to introduce a bunch of AI things and different ad placements that are like absolutely horrible for creators, and they're trying to, you know, there's a lot of downsides that have been happening with Twitch. where it's mostly like its monetization is probably the worst monetization out of all three of the major streaming platforms that you can stream on. Unless you have like thousands and thousands of viewers, you're not going to be making much money off of like the ad revenue, off of the ads that play. And most likely Twitch is not going to give you a very good incentive to run with their ad program, because they go off of your CCV and your analytics, and when you're just starting off, you're not going to have that good unless you're already established. So you're when it comes to making the money, most of the time how you're going to be making money on Twitch is going to be out of Twitch Prime subs or gift subs and subs like that. You're basically going to be making money off of the community or sponsorships if you can manage to get if you can get sponsorships attentions. And the thing that's the worst about Twitch out of every single other person is their split is 50-50, meaning you're the person that is directly trying to donate to you and giving you their hard-earned $5, $15, or $25 aren't actually giving you that money. They are giving you $2.50, sometimes even less if they include tax and stuff like that. You're not getting the full amount. You are getting half of the money that you pretty much, arguably deserve, especially if the reason why they are donating to you is because they like you, not because they like the site that they're watching the thing on. So that's the major problem with Twitch, is it's just not streamer friendly, but it is what people know, it is what people are comfortable with, and it is the norm. I don't think Twitch is very good with like monetization. I do think you can make monetization off of sponsorships, but that requires getting reach. And in order to grow on Twitch, there's not really they don't have the best accessibility on Twitch. Most of the time you're gonna get recommended the top people, you're never like, it's gonna be very rare for you to actually be recommended to the top like 5 streamers that they show. I think that you'll get lucky if someone clicks on you from their small little recommended tab of 5 creators, and you just gotta hope the Twitch rolls the dice on you and you're one of those 5 things and they think that your profile picture looks good. So those are the pros and cons of Twitch. There's of course more, and I don't want to completely talk your ear off, and it's already been 13 minutes and I've only talked about Twitch so far. Up next is YouTube. YouTube is looking good. I will be honest. I'll be completely honest. I'm a little biased. I actually really like YouTube streaming. I've been a big fan of YouTube streaming. I like how you can customize your thumbnail. I like how it's just it feels nice to stream on YouTube. The only problem is it's not good for the viewers, and YouTube isn't really a streaming platform. Right now, when it comes to the monetization, I think YouTube might be a better option than Kick, despite Kick having its 95.5. So where YouTube has their thing where each of these platforms have a sub feature, where Twitch is a sub is $5. YouTube is a member. You can set it to whatever amount you want. Most of the time you're going to set it to 5 because it's the same as Twitch. And then Kick has, I don't know if it's called sub there or whatever, but basically Twitch is 50-50. YouTube is 70-30, which includes super chats, by the way. It is not just like memberships/subs. It's 70-30 also with super chats. Keep that in mind. So like they're not donating the full amount to you, as if they were to do it to PayPal. Like if you have a donation link to PayPal, you would get the full amount, versus YouTube will take a cut out of super chat. But super chat does make it so you'll be able to see their message pretty well, and like super chat has its own features and stuff like that. And then Kick is 95.5, I believe, unless this changed. I don't think it has. despite the 95.5 with Kick, I do believe out of the three platforms, YouTube has the best monetization, especially if mainly because once your stream is done, it is turned into a video. So if you make good thumbnails and your streams are like enticable in the form of a video, you're going to be making a lot of money off of people that didn't come into the stream but are watching the video that you made. Versus like Kick and Twitch, people don't go to Kick and Twitch to watch videos. People go to YouTube to make videos. The problem with YouTube is it doesn't push streaming at all because it's more of a video website than it is a streaming website. So no one's gonna know if you're like live on YouTube. Like it's very bad with its notifications, and it's not clear. They don't really have their own well visible live stream page. You're not gonna know. No one's gonna find you. For YouTube, you need to have an audience first. No one's gonna find you and find your streams unless they know you first. The only time that is like kind of pseudo that is if you start live streaming. For example, if you're live streaming ASMR and your title is ear licking 9,000, you're going to fall asleep 10 million %, wettest ears known to God, and you stream that and you have like 2 viewers the entire time, but it turns into a video and the video gets pushed, and then because of that video being pushed, you get a ton of subscribers, and then your next stream is going to have a ton of people watching you, and then you're going to get recommended, and your live streams are going to get recommended and stuff like that. But when you first start off, there's no real way for people to search for live streams unless they know someone's live, or if you get really lucky and you're in someone's recommended, which is very rare. It happens to me once in a blue moon where I'm looking through my YouTube feed and I'll see like maybe Moist Critical's live or some ASMR person is live, and half the time I don't click on them because I'm not on YouTube to watch a live stream. But I might click on it once the video is done, because now I don't have to wait for a live stream. I can just watch a video. And that's kind of the problem with YouTube, is the mindset is it's a video platform, but you still can get people watching you, especially if you already have an audience and they see that you are live. I would say the two major cons with YouTube is it's not really a streaming platform, and it's just not really a streaming platform. But the good thing is they're going to try and change that, and I think they have a good opportunity to. I think they have all the pieces to. They have a bunch of creators that are more than happy to tell them like their opinions, that have streamed on both Twitch and YouTube and can easily tell them, because the only thing that's holding YouTube back is it's not a streaming platform. The streaming, like the chat sucks. It doesn't feel good to chat in a YouTube stream. There's only one color. There's no customization. The chat is clunky. The chat doesn't work well on like having your chat on a screen. You're really hard to find streamers. It's just not built for streaming. But word around the block is they're working on an entire streaming system and like going through a new overhaul, and it's gonna, if they take what makes Twitch good and put it to YouTube will demolish Twitch. I'm calling it right now. I would say my personal opinion, I would say putting your balls in YouTube before it pops off will be good, because if YouTube gets oversaturated and it's really easy for people to go into YouTube and see live streams, it'd be better to already be an established live streamer than to follow the wave as it comes. So I personally think, and this is even before I start talking about Kick, that YouTube is and will be the best platform for streaming. It'll be the best to be monetized. It'll be the best as long as they do everything right and play their cards right. It'll have a good system, because the only thing holding back YouTube right now is it's not a streaming platform. If they can just find a way to make it so there's like a different tab that's all about streaming, and make it so like the actual streams have a nice interface and it feels good to be a chatter and it feels good to be involved in streams, then YouTube has the most potential, way more potential than Twitch. Twitch only seems to be going kind of downhill because they feel like they are good. They feel like they don't need to change and they can only make things like, you know, they seem to be making more greedy decisions rather than trying to make the platform better, versus YouTube, who's actively trying to make their platform better when it comes to streaming. And now we go on to Kick, which is the last one. It's the one that I have the least amount of experience in, and it's one that I don't touch because it is controversial. 95.5 is nice. It's nice, but the community it harbors is risky, especially if you're going to try to be a VTuber or someone that's like LGBTQ friendly, stuff like that. There's a lot of trolls on there. There's a lot of basically like, unless you're like a person that is extremely edgy, if you're a person that would probably get banned once or twice on Twitch or get strikes all the time on YouTube, you're probably not gonna feel the best with Kick, especially if you're someone who has like very, very high morals, because there's already on Twitter, people have gone through so many different storms where literally like the CEO is laughing at an escort being, you know, like set up and going through like, you know, basically panicking, and some guy, there's a whole bunch of different stories about it where it's like the major creators of Kick are people that cannot stream on anywhere aside from Kick. And it's just like, it's where people go when they can't really go anywhere else unless they're being paid like $100 million to be there. Cough, cough, XQC. I don't think XQC really cares where he streams. People will follow him wherever he goes, and he just took the money and he was happy. That's how I feel about that. I think Kick, if you are very, I just don't think Kick is a right place to stream unless you are a very edgy person and want to harbor more of a negative community. I can understand why a lot of people and good-hearted people have joined Kick, and that's because they really need the money, and it's the best statistic wise, like 95 to 5%, where you get the most money out of like the actual subs and stuff like that. And it's really easy to be affiliated. It's really easy to just like get started and get to streaming on there. I don't know how well the visibility is, but I worry that if you're someone with high morals, or if you're someone that is very easy target of kind of like hateful things, then it will just be not a good mix for you, because of the type of because of the top creators on there are very edgy and very, very, very not nice. They're very not nice. And because those are the major, you know, streamers, that's going to be what has the most audience. Which means if that's the most audience on that site, even if your community isn't negative, if you ever start getting exposure or visibility on that site, the masses will come to you, and the majority of people that consume content there consume it for the edgy shit because their favorite creators are like Aiden Ross and like, you know, other, you know, Ice Poseidon and stuff like that. Like, that's the problem with Kick, and that's why I don't stream on Kick, and I've never felt the need to stream on Kick, because I feel like it just would, at the end of the day, while I may make more money on more money, Mr. Krabs, money, well, I would probably technically make more money on Kick, especially if I do ASMR or something like that, and I have like sub goals and, you know, reasons for people to do that kind of donation stuff. Technically, I'd probably make the most from Kick, but I don't think it would be worth it in the long run, and I feel like it would be susceptible to a lot of problems down the road. So that's why I personally, if I were to give like recommendations of which to stream, and kind of gave like a number, the last place would be Kick. The second place would be Twitch, and the first place would be YouTube. Those are my reasonings. Those are the pros and cons. That's how I feel about each platform. at the end of the day, I feel as though if you really want to start streaming and you're trying to figure out where you want to go and, you know, how you want to stream and where should you be, I would suggest first, before you do anything, start making content or getting into communities or doing something first. For example, you could start making YouTube videos before you start streaming. For example, you can start making a Twitter and hyping up your arrival, your debut, getting into communities, getting onto different posts, showing off your personality before you even start streaming. Going on TikTok. TikTok is really easy to get visible. Just do some major TikTok trends, stuff like that. And then maybe 1 or 2 posts that are of you and kind of show off your personality. Go on Reddit, get involved in some communities, find what niche you want. Basically, know what you want to do before you start streaming and get involved in a community that you want to be a part of. And then make it so people are excited to come to your debut rather than sitting for hours streaming and just not having anyone because no one knows that you're streaming. Like no one knows you. If you get a community first, people are gonna know you. And that's kind of my thoughts on it. It's not always, you know, as simple as just get a community 5 head or just get viewers 5 head. That's how I feel. So if you're starting off, get a community first. If you're already an established streamer, I would say YouTube. Twitch wouldn't be bad. If you get like 5,000 viewers normally, Twitch would probably be a good option too. If you're banned on Twitch and you're banned on YouTube, I would say go for Kick. Kick would be your place. And if you're gonna start off streaming, honestly, if you're gonna start off streaming, just stream on Twitch and YouTube and figure out which one works best for you. Like Twitch now, even as a partner, you can stream on multiple different, streaming platforms. So you just find where you like. You don't have to put all your balls in one basket, all your eggs in one basket. My bad. Just pick what you want, see what you like, figure out where you want to be. My recommendation is YouTube. I feel like YouTube has the most potential out of all of them and is actively trying to improve. Twitch would be, that's the go-to. That's what people really know. And Kick is just like it can be good. I just don't see it as viable long term. It has too many red flags, and the community it harbors, while there are some sweethearts, I'm sure, the community it harbors is mostly negative, which is the problem. But yeah, that's my thoughts. That's how I feel about the whole YouTube versus Twitch thing. I know that's kind of like the meta thing, or at least it might be. It's kind of relevant right now. That's why I wanted to give my thoughts a little bit. And I post every day, and we didn't have a video for today, so I'm talking. Did you listen to me talk? Yeah, well, hopefully you enjoyed everything. That's all I have to say. That's it. Hi. Bye. Sorry, I didn't mean to punch you. Bye.